You. What's good, guys? Medical Gamer over here, bringing you a new Pokemon Sun and Moon. I hesitate to call it a leak, but I'm gonna call it a leak. It is probably one of the last things, if not the last thing, from the Chinese Riddler, because I've heard that the Chinese Riddler is no longer making any more leaks because the demo is coming out very soon. You're gonna have data miners, you're gonna have hackers, you're gonna have all that good stuff. So we're gonna have plenty of leaks in the weeks to come. So just not from the Chinese Riddler, but I think this is the last thing that they just wanted to say. So I'm gonna bring this to you guys. Not so much a leak, more like speculation, but it's still kind of a leak nonetheless. So anyways, let's get to this. So what I'm gonna point out right now is that on the left side we have what the Chinese Riddler is saying, and on the right side we have what someone translated the Chinese Riddler to be saying. Now, I'm gonna point out one thing. The translation that they give, I've just been comparing them side by side, and in the translation that they give on 4chan, they've changed some of the numbers from what the Chinese Riddler had. For example, it says Rowlet is 3, which is right here. Like, that's correct. It says Wood Howl is 3, so that's Rowlet. Then it says Sweet Bamboo, which I'm assuming they mean Bound Sweet, is 1. But on the right side, they say Bound Sweet is 2. So now, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the English translations on the right side, but I'm going to be giving you the numbers from the Chinese Riddler on the left side, because I think those numbers are the correct ones, because it's directly from the Chinese Riddler, and I don't want to give you guys the wrong ones. I don't know where they got these numbers from. If you guys know, let me know in the comment section. I can post a link to this in the description, as long as I remember. I know I always forget to post the link in the description, which is why I ask you guys to remind me in the comment section, and I always try to bring it to you after that. I'm not trying to hide anything from you guys. That's about it. So without further ado, let's get to it. So basically what the Chinese Riddler is doing is the Chinese Riddler is telling us how many Pokemon there are for each typing, and they're also predicting the total number of Pokemon there are going to be for each typing, so this can kind of give us some insight as to the total number of Pokemon that the Chinese Riddler predicts, as well as the number of each type that the Chinese Riddler is predicting. So we're going to go with the first one is Rowlet. So the Chinese Riddler says Rowlet has 3, so that we know. Then Bound Sweet, they're saying 1. The Fomantis has 2. The Morlul has 1. And then they have the Alolan form of Executor, which is just 1, because that's half grass, half dragon, so they're including, even the ones that are split, they're including in the grass, so that's considered to be a grass type. And now they're predicting that there's going to be around 7 of them, I believe. Wait, there's another leak up, another translation up here that tells us the exact numbers that they predict. Oh, so they actually predicted 13. They predicted 13 total grass types, and they revealed to, oh yeah, that's right, it says it right here. I don't know why I had to scroll down there. Yeah, sorry, it says 13. So the Chinese Riddler predicts that there are going to be 13 grass types, but they tell us that there's 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So they said that there's 8 right now, and they predict that there's going to be around 13. So they're predicting that there's going to be around 5 more grass types. So once again, this is just speculation, but the Chinese Riddler does seem to have more information than just you or I. So I would think that their speculations are accurate, or at least close to being accurate. So if they're predicting 13, that means that they know that there are probably more than 8 grass type Pokemon. So let's go to Fire. So Fire, the Fire Cat is Litten, so you have 3 of them. Then Salandit Fire Lizard has 1. Then the bird that changes forms, I believe is called Oricoro, has 1. They're counting each Oricoro as a different type. So like one's fire flying, one's electric flying, and etc. They each count them as their own type. There is the Tortinator, which is 1 at the moment. So we don't know anything about pre-evolution or evolution. People are speculating pre-evolution, but you don't know that for sure. And there's also the there's another one. If you look at the translation, it says Aero Laga Lagala. I have no idea what that means, but it's saying that there's another Pokemon that has 1 form that is fire. It might be one of the Alolan Pokemon. I'm trying to, oh, Marowak. Alolan Marowak has the fire form. So that's the last one, and they're predicting that there's going to be a total of 11 fire types. That's what they're saying. So they gave us 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they gave us 7, and they're predicting that there's 11. So they're predicting that there's going to be 4 more fire types. Now, water. So you have the Poplio, which is 3. You have the fish, Brookshish, which they predict is 1. You have the, not predict, which has been revealed to be 1. You have the Wimpod, which is 1. You have the Wishiwashi, which is 1. You have Pyukumuku, which is 1. And you have the Greninja, or the Ash Greninja, which is 1, because that's just one Pokemon. Greninja is just 1. Ash's Greninja is not a separate Pokemon because it's included with the Greninja and it's just an ability. So if you count that, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 8. Wait, did I count that right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's 8. So 8 water types, and they're predicting there's going to be 15. That's a lot. But if you think about it, water is one of the most common types in all Pokemon games, if you really think about it. So I would not be surprised if there ends up being a total of 15, and there's 8 right now. So next on the list is poison. So right now the only poison type we have is Salandit. So we only have 1, but the Chinese Riddler is predicting 5 to 7 of them. So that's a little bit more variation. Perhaps the Salandit has 1 evolution, maybe split evolution. Never know. Never know. Brought that Medusa, Cleopatra, Ninetail Fox, and Siren leak to you 2 days ago, I believe. Yeah, it's 2 days ago. So maybe something to do with that. So the next thing is ice. Now we have the Sandshrew Sandslash, so that's 2 of them, and the Vulpix Ninetail, so that's 4 of them. And they predict that there's going to be 4 to 6. So maybe the last 2 are going to be the Snowman from the Chinese leaks. Maybe the Snowman has 2 Pokemon in the evolutionary line, because the Chinese leaks are probably right about the Snowman. So that's what those last 2 Pokemon will be. Now, the next thing is Dark. So right now, we have the Alolan, Meowth, and Persian. Well, most likely Persian. It has not been confirmed, but it is likely going to be Persian. And the Rattata and Raticate. So that's 4 of them right now. And they're predicting that there's going to be 4 to 10. Now, that's a very wide range. But I think the Chinese Riddler is just predicting that there's going to be more than just those 4 Alolan forms. That there will be native Alolan Pokemon that do have the dark typing. So next on the list is normal. I'm sorry if this is taking a while, like a long time, but I'm just trying to break down each one and just trying to give you the sums and give you an estimate of how many new typings or new Pokemon there'll be for each typing. So normal, you have 2 for the Yungoos, you have 3 for the Pick-a-Peck, but they're saying that Pick-a-Peck will have its actually no, sorry. I'm sorry. I was looking at the English one, which is wrong. The English one says that there's 3, but I'm just paying attention to the numbers from the Chinese Riddler. So the Chinese Riddler is saying Yungoos is 2. It's really hard to look at the translations while looking at the Chinese Riddler, but Yungoos has 2. The bird has 1, so that's 3 total. The Pick-a-Peck has 1. The Komala, the koala bear, has 1, so that's 4 total. Then the next one is Drampa, so the dragon, so that's 5 total. Then there are the 2 bears, so that's 7. That's the Beware and its pre-evolution. And then you have the monkey, why does it say Oranguru? Oh, Oranguru is normal psychic, I think. So that's 1 more. So that's 1 more. That's 8. And then you have what else is there? There's, type null, so that's 9. And then you have the 2 Alolan Rattata and Raticate, so that's 11. So right now there's 11, and they're predicting that there's going to be 16 different normal types. So you can see there's about an increase in 5 that they predict. So I would imagine some of these things have evolution, such as Pick-a-Peck probably has 3. Now, I don't know if it'll maintain normal flying throughout the entire time. I highly doubt it, but at least the middle evolution is still most likely going to be the normal and flying. So the one after that is flying. So you have Rowlet is going to be 3. You're going to have 3 for Rowlet. You have Pick-a-Peck, so that's 4. You have the 4 Oricoro's birds, so that's 8, not boards, birds, so that's 8 of them. And then you have the Meteor, which is 9. So that means that we have 9 right now, and they're predicting 17 different types of flying. So that's 8 additional flying types. So most likely 2 of them will be from Pick-a-Peck's line. And then I don't know where the rest of them are from, but they're predicting a lot of flying types. Next on the list is fairy type. So you have Cutifly, which is officially only 1, because we have seen the leak, like the picture in the trailer for the second one, but it hasn't been officially announced. So it's just 1 for now. And then we have the Mimikyu, which is another 1. You have the Comfy, which is 1, so that gives you 3. You have the Mushroom Morlul, so that's 4. And you have Tapu Koko, so that's 5. And you have Magirna, so that's 6. Now, they're predicting there to be 14, so that's another 8, just like the previous, the flying type. And most likely, the other 3 Tapus will have the fairy typing as their secondary typing, so that will be 3 of those 8, and then they predict that there will be 5 more Pokemon with the fairy typing, possibly Cutify's evolution, maybe Morlul's evolution, if Comfy has one, maybe Comfy, and that's that. So now let's get to fighting. So fighting, you have the 2 bears, so Beware and the Stuffle, so that's 2. You have the Crabrawler, so that's 3. And you have the Passimian, so that's 4. So that's 4 different fighting types, and they're predicting that there are going to be, how many did they say? 9. That's right, they said 9. So they're predicting there's going to be 5 more, so possibly, Crabrawler has an evolution. I'm not sure about that, but maybe Passimian has an evolution or a pre-evolution. Could be one of those. And they're predicting 5 additional ones, so from 4 to 9. 4 to 9. There you go. And the next one is Ground. So you have the 2 horses, or the donkey, the Mudbray, so that's 2 of them. You have the Sandcastle, Sandygast, so that's 2 more. You have... Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, okay. So there's only 4, and they're predicting that there's going to be 8 of them. So they're predicting that there's going to be 4 additional ground typing Pokemon. Now, we don't know who that is. Could be Alolan forms, could be new Pokemon. Who knows? Who knows? The next thing is Rock. So we have 2 for Rockruff, because we're not including the split evolutionary line, because they're both mono rocks, so they would just fit as one Pokemon, because they likely have the same Pokédex entry. I'm pretty sure that they would have the same Pokédex entry. So that's 2 of them right there. And then Meteor has 1, so that's 3 of them. I kind of lost track of where I am. So yeah, that's 3. And that's it. That's it. So there's 3, and then they predict that there's going to be 9. Now, one thing that you can just see in the Chinese Riddler thing is that the Chinese Riddler predicts that the new fossil Pokemon are going to be part rock, if there are fossil Pokemon in this game, which is very likely, and all fossil Pokemon are part rock. So if there are 2 fossil Pokemon, each with 2 different evolutionary lines, or 2 evolutions, sorry, my light went off, then that will be 4 additional rock types, and so there is 4 out of the predicted 6 right there. So then they just predict that there are going to be 2 more in addition to those. So after that we have bugs. So we do have the Grubbin evolutionary line. So that's 3 of them. The one with the electric bug line. So that's 3 of them. They have the Horsefly. What is the Horsefly? The Horsefly is the Cutifly. The Cutifly is one of them. The Wimpod is another one. And I believe that is it. So that is 5, and they predict 12. So they predict that there will be 7 more. So potentially maybe 1 or 2 in the Cutifly line, and then Wimpod is presumably going to have an evolution. Everybody predicts it's going to be like Magikarp to Gyarados and Feebas to Milotic or something of that sort. So I really hope that happens. That would be insane if you had like a giant, I don't know, shrimp, like whatever Wimpod is, Arthropod, whatever you want to call it. So next is the ghost Pokemon. So you have Mimikyu as 1, you have the bird, the Oricorio has 1, Sandygast has 2, Lunala is 1, and that is 5, and they currently predict that there is going to be Oh wait, and the Marowak. Don't forget the Marowak. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they predict that there's going to be 8 total, so they only think that there are going to be 2 more ghost Pokemon in this game. So after that, we have the Steel type, so you have the Togedemaru, which is 1, you have Solgaleo, which is 1, Magearna, which is 1, and I believe Sandshrew and Sandslash are also part Steel type, so that would be, yes, cool Windows Defender summary. So that would be 5 total, if I'm getting that right. Let me just make sure. Steel, yes, we do. They are both part Steel type, so that would be 5 of them right there, and they predict that there's going to be 7 of them. So that means that there will be 2 additional Steel types in this game if they are correct. Once again, I like to remind you that this is just speculation. So next up on the list, don't worry guys, down to the last 3, electric types. So we have the Chargabug, so that the Vikavolt line, there are only 2 of them that are part electric type. Togedemaru is part electric type. Oricorio, the flying guy, has 1 electric type, and Tapu Koko is also electric type. So I believe that is it, just the 5 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they say 6. Am I missing one? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm missing one of them. So there's one more. Oh, Alolan Raichu. Alolan Raichu is the 6th one. There you go. Okay, so that is 6, and they're predicting that there are going to be 8 Pokemon that are electric, so that would be 2 more. Second to last, penultimate, guys. Don't worry, I'm almost done. If you stuck with me this long, that's amazing. That's amazing. I love you guys. And so Psychic, you have the Fish, you have the Brackish, so that's 1. You have the Oricoro, which is 2. You have the Oranguru, which is 3. You have Solgaleo, 4. You have Lunala, 5. And I think that is it for Psychic types. So yes, it is just those 5, and they predict that there is going to be 11 Psychic types. So they predict that there are going to be 6 more Psychic types, which is a lot more than the 5 that are there right now. Possibly Brackish gets an evolution or a pre-evolution, and Oranguru might also get an evolution or a pre-evolution. Now lastly, we have Dragon types. Dragons are amazing. But Dragon types, we have 1 for the Drampa, 1 for the Tortinator, 1 for the Jangmo-mo. I still never know how to pronounce that guy's name. I think it's Jangmo-mo, but I'm not entirely. No, Jangmo-o, because there's an extra O. But who knows? That might be a completely incorrect way of saying it. But there's 3 of them so far, and they predict that there's going to be a whopping 9. So that means that there are going to be 6 additional Dragon types. Now remember, again, this is all speculation, and the Chinese Riddler has more information than we do, so I like to call it a leak, even though it is not a leak because it is speculation. But the Chinese Riddler does know more than we do, so when they predict the total number of Pokemon for each type, it is likely that it's going to be near that. Maybe not exactly that, but the trend will be like what they're saying. So I just look out for that and just keep it in mind. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up down below, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm gonna get out of here. Peace.